Hi guys. Unfortunately, I'm filming this from a hospital bed because trying to survive in a hot car and taking care of 3 little kitties almost cost me, I don't know necessarily my life, but got me into some pretty serious danger yesterday. I've been diagnosed with acute kidney injury and early renal failure late last night. I had only peed like twice and just a small amount in the last 36 hours. So my body had pretty much stopped producing fluids. I was just so worried about our cats, Portia and Gragu and Petito, and wanting to make sure that they were not overheating and that they were as comfortable as I could possibly make it for them. It was so hot with the heat advisory, and I just wanted to make sure that they were as safe and comfortable as I could. They are so good and loving and sweet, and it's just rough to have them in the car in the crates as it is. It just breaks my heart. So I like to be calm and patient and loving with them, and they'd be sitting on my lap anyways, or bugging me in some way, or doing something to brighten my day. So, as much as I can to help them, I love them to death. Even though they're my son's cats, they're still my grandbabies. So my utmost and first goal was to keep checking on them constantly, turn around looking at them, and every half hour at least I was going back and taking a wet rag and rubbing them down, which was also kind of like petting them, which they did want to get out of the crates, but they learned to, even with the doors open, the door on the crate and the car doors, I was able to reach in and pet them with the wet cloth so that, it helps them to lick themselves, and, that's how they stay hydrated, not sweat, or how they sweat. I don't know. I've researched a lot because I knew this was going to be rough on them, and I didn't want to make it any rougher than it was already going to be until we can find either a home, or unfortunately we have discussed again that we might have to go ahead and surrender them because this is just no life. And at this point, it's just so hard. I'm keeping hope. I'm keeping hope that we can all stay together and love each other. So in amongst, checking on them and cleaning up messes, because we had to move the litter box from the big crate and into Portia's little crate that she was in, because, we can't have them all 3 in the big crate. And with how I was feeling in the heat, I couldn't let them out in the vehicle. And, of course, with the car broken down, a stupid wire, I'm assuming, because once I started it, with the gas and everything that we had gotten from the original donation, luckily I'd been walking around the car to check everything to make sure it was okay to let the cats out one day, and the positive wire was overheating, turning glowing red. So we had to shut it off. And again, whenever I checked it yesterday and tried to roll the windows down, it was doing the same thing. So we must have an electrical problem. So my brains. So amongst doing all that, I kept them wet with their rags, and then also gave them water and food, and they haven't been wanting to drink as much water, just like I kept forgetting to drink water amongst taking care of them, because it's just too hot. So I have been mixing sometimes some of their, if I can't get them to drink the water, I'd mix their hard food in with some water, and they like to drink that, and so they actually calmed down. Then, of course, like I said, we did have litter messes, so I had to clean those up, clean the crates, and get them back in, because, you want them not laying in their own stuff. So, and this all whilst trying to be calm and patient and loving, because that's what I would want anybody to do with me. That's what, my whole life I've been searching for us to be able to get there, and we're getting there, I almost started to believe in that this was all in my head again, because, post-trauma, from past trauma, thinking that I'm making stuff up, like my ex used to say, but, even though I was lightheaded and had a headache and knew I hadn't peed, I actually almost started to feel better yesterday, the second day going in. So, nothing like I was in an emergency or anything. But the good news is, I am getting IV antibiotics. I have peed more this morning in the few hours than I did in the 36 hours I was in the hot truck. They are also giving me antibiotics and doing consults with the other doctors that I had met last month when I was in here, and they were trying to do the surgery, and then the stupid insurance fraudulent agent that, did all that crap with the insurance, so my financial aid was kicked out, what have you. But they're giving me that for my Hidradenitis Suppurativa. I am looking at the word and I can hear it in my head, can't say it. My HS infection flare-up. And then also, as Christian likes to refer jokingly to the baby-sized cyst on my ovary as his other sister, I have had some pains in that area, so I don't know if maybe I just, the cyst and the appendix look fine, look the same as my last scan. So there was no torsion or, I haven't ruptured the cyst or anything like that. So that's a good thing. That's a good sign, even though I know I'm going to have surgery later on once we get everything else taken care of first to get the cyst taken care of. So then I don't have to be as careful and what I do, because right now I'm not supposed to be picking up anything heavy. I think I'm getting off a topic, but yeah, also, with my hidradenitis my HS inflammation, it's hard in a hot vehicle to stay dry and stay clean, and no matter how hard you do and what you do, you're sweating all day long, so you're gonna be yucky and wet and damp. We have been trying so hard and everything we can do to try to get into a safe, stable place, but it is, like I said, it's hard when you're just checking on the cats and your own survival in a vehicle to do all these other things. Christian did start his job. I'm so excited. So that will help us in the future to get into a stable place so he can start helping to pay for the weekly stay. Like I said the last time on one of my posts, the weekly stay at the Extended America priced us at $58 per night for myself, plus $25 per cat per night. And they had quoted us just under $600 a week, 7 nights. So, like I said, Christian started his job, but with me not having any reliable transportation, it's hard to get work. I am still working on trying to find, get my online store up so I can sell some of my recipes and things. I've gotten all that done. It's just, like I said, hard to do this in the car. I do want to thank everyone so deeply for everything that they've done. Donations, sharing, liking our journey, sharing it, following us, giving us prayers, sending love, anything. But I am asking that maybe if you guys can, again, try to help us bridge this gap until we can finally start having our own paychecks coming in so that we can make this a stable future. I also don't feel like I'm all alone in this with all you guys out there. Because when you're in the car, even though I'm with the cats, and I know that Christian and Jazz and all my other loved ones start checking on me throughout the day, you are basically alone in the vehicle, so it's hard. But I just want to say I love all you guys and thank you for all the prayers and everything. I'm also attaching my links in the first comment. I did not realize that GoFundMe, charges tips or fees for on both sides, and it does take 2 to 5 days for it to clear and do the processing. So if you would like to, we are still using the GoFundMe, but if you would like a no-fee direct way to help us out, I will be posting our link with our other links on how to get donations to us. But I want everybody to have a wonderful and blessed day. I've yammered on more than I probably should. Probably nobody even watching the end of this video, but I love all you guys, and I'm always sending my prayers and love and good vibes, and I hope everybody has a blessed day, and just thank you from the bottom of our hearts. From the kitties and Mama Crystal, we'll talk to you soon. Love you guys.